You how to develop your exploratory SAE. In AET, we'll set one up. We'll go over how to work it, and how to also put journal entries in and go on further through this. Right now, we're going to use Tyler White as our example. As you can see, he's got 3 SAEs. He has an exploratory personal growth, a supplemental communications, and a placement beef. This is going to be like a job. Right now, we're going to be focusing on these 2 right here. But before we get into depth into this, let's go over what an exploratory SAE is. All right, these 3 things right here are your exploratory, your supplemental, and your improvement SAEs. As you can see right here, it says an exploratory is something that's totally and completely new to you, involves learning something new outside of class, and learning a new skill in a job shadowing environment or training for an FFA contest. As you'll see, when we go back to Tyler's AET, you'll see that he did the public relations team, and that's an FFA contest that he trained for. Supplemental is anything that you do outside of class that contributes to your agricultural skills and knowledge. So like in Tyler's, you'll see that he did public speaking. So that could be a supplemental for the leadership skills that he learned in FFA. We can supplement that with a public speaking. Improvement would be anything where you improved either your house, you could have improved another AET experience, your school, community, built a garden, fixed bikes for the elementary, however you want to do it. So with that being said, let's go back and look at his SAEs. You'll see his personal growth one, which is exploratory, and his supplemental, which is communications. All right, let's make another one just for funsies. All right, you'll see that we are creating this SAE experience. We want it to be either an exploratory, supplement, or improvement. These are the ones that we're working on right here in this video. Let's say that he did, what is something Tyler's done? Oh, improvement. We're going to do him as an improvement one. Improvement, and he fixed bikes for China Elementary. So we're going to say that this is, let's see what this has in it. Power structural fabrication, repair and maintenance. That's perfect. So we'll call this China bikes repaired. In the description, you'll need to put something that describes what the name of your experience. Repaired bikes and all right. So quantitative bikes, well, there was like a lot of bikes, but we're just going to leave it as one SAE. You need to have 100% ownership of this experience, this SAE. So once that is done, you hit save. Now you look, he has an exploratory, which is personal growth, public relations, supplemental communications. And then he has an improvement, repair and maintenance, China Elementary bikes. These are little SAEs that you can do within a month, maybe even 3 days. So they're not a big deal, but recording in your journal is very important so that you're able to take the journal hours and make that into money. You don't have to make money in your SAEs, but you do have to have hours. Those hours later on, if you're getting a proficiency award or if you're getting your Lone Star, those hours are turned into money with some nifty little equation that they do in here. So let's look at these real quick. In the settings part, I want to go back and make sure you see this. If you're going to go back into your project plan status and everything and you want to change or tweak something in the description, this is the setup, this little button right here. This right here is the button that makes it like active, inactive. This is your plan. We're going to talk about the plan a little bit. And then this is like your map. Okay, you can set a location if you want to. You don't have to, but you can. Like, set a location, and this is what it would do. It would come up here, and because I'm at my house, it's going to say that I'm here, which that ain't even where my house is. Oh, wait, no. It just has where you have your pin and you drop it where you need it. Okay? But we don't need to do that. That's not necessary. So let's look at his public relations setup. This is what we have it as. See? It's all good. Once it's done, you can click here to delete it if you need to delete it, but we don't need to do that. So cancel. Now, let's look at the plans, because this is part of developing your experience. In your plan, you have to have some specific things. All right. Now, the first part is the description. They try and help you out and give you something like, in this section, provide a general description of your project. Include the name of the project, your interest in the area of agricultural and planned beginnings, and the ending date of the experiences, classes you've taken in this area, and learning and outcomes you plan to achieve. So this is our public relations. In this part, you need to write a little two paragraphs, at the least 2 paragraphs, about what this is, how it relates to your career interest, and why you've chosen this project to do it, and to compete in this contest, because this is a contest. So that's what Tyler will do. He'll come in here and name his project. He'll start. This contest is one that is an LDE, and it happens in the fall. So of course he'll say, I'm beginning this project in August. What he'll have to do, he has to learn a script. How that relates to his career interests, well, I believe Tyler's mentioned some things to me about wanting to be in ag business, and sales is important. So being able to sell the chapter to an individual in public relations and boosting chapter involvement would be an important part of his sales career too, because if you want to sell a tractor, you got to be able to convince them that they need this tractor. All right. Then you can tell why you chose to be a part of it, if it helps with your career plans, whatever that may be. Now, time invested. All right. Once you've set up your SAE, then your next step is doing the actual SAE. You need to make journal entries that describe the project, and need to connect to your planned learning dates. Okay, so here is the deal. Your time in here, you need to set aside and say, okay, I'm going to have this much time allotted each night to study the script. Then, in October, me and 2 other people, whoever in the group, because you in public relations, it's a group that does this LDE, will get together and perform the skit. We'll have a mock contest, and we will do this in front of the 8th graders, or we will do this for the 9th graders. That's what you need to put in this section right here with the time investment. You need to tell, also, one of the key important parts is tell how people, like your teacher, your community leaders, are planning to assist you in this project. So during the mock contest, Miss Wilson will evaluate us and tell us where we need to improve in certain areas. So things like that, okay? Make sure to hit save after every time you switch from tab to tab, because it won't be there. So if I put a G here and I just go to learning objectives and I go back to time invested, it's gone. So make sure that you save it so things will stay. Don't just flip through tabs without saving. That's not a good idea. Learning objectives. Okay? Learning objectives is, you need to be specific about these objectives, what you plan to achieve from this project. Describe how it relates to your classes or FFA activities, your career choices, future choices. So example, public will public relations will allow me to become a better speaker. That could be one of your objectives. Or by being involved in this LDE, I plan on using the skills learned to advance my sales career. That actually sounds way better than the one I typed in, so you might want to go with that, something like that. Now, that's the SAE plan for an exploratory. Oh, this is where I want to go. So hit save, even though there's nothing in there. We're going to go back to profile, develop your AET experiences, and we're going to talk about the plan for communications, okay, public speaking. So in here, again, you're going to describe your project, include the name. Tyler did a speech over organic rice. So he'll put it in here, talk about organic rice, why he was inspired to write the speech, and then save it, of course. Time invested. He had to write it. How long did it take you to write it? How long, when did you finish it? Did you say it in front of people? You need to know these things. Did your teacher critique you? Just like the exploratory one, but this one's just called supplemental. Then your learning objectives. What do you plan on learning from this? Describe how it helped you. Make sure that you describe how it relates to your classes and your FFA activities. All right. Back to profile. Make sure to save. Remember, always save. And then improvement, repair and maintenance, because remember, it's those elementary bikes. Okay. Talk about the bikes. Miss Sherman came to us and wanted the ag mechanics class to fix the bikes and talk about what steps needed to be taken to fully complete the project. All right. Time invested. How many days did it take you to do it? How many bikes were there? How did the teacher help you? Did the community appreciate it? Did they send you a thank you letter? Just different things. Make sure that, also make sure to include where your teacher supervises this. Mr. Abney made sure by coming through every 30 minutes and that we had so much done. Again, learning objectives. How did fixing the bikes relate to your class? I was able to use some of my mechanical skills to fix the bikes that I had learned in Mr. Abney's ag mechanics class. How did in your FFA activities? By fixing these bikes, the students at the elementary school will know about the FFA because they'll know that the FFA and the ag classes helped fix their bikes so that they would be able to play on the playground. So that's those. Now, that's developing your plans, which make sure you save if you put anything in there. Profile, develop your AET experience. This is where they are. This is how you develop your plans through here. This is settings. This is how you make them inactive, active, whatever you want to do. Real quick, if you're trying to figure out, we've already talked about this. Sorry. We need to talk about journals. Now, when developing these plans, the way to get money or when you're doing something that you're not being paid for, you have to put in journal experiences, okay? So personal growth, let's work with this one and talk about journals, okay? Recording your journals. So develop an SAE. There's going to be this symbol. I'll show you. And you select it as an exploratory project in your SAE plan. Using this right here, time in your AET experience, you record the time related to that specific project. So If you attended an educational training event, extension, certification, practice, whatever it may be, like, for example, floral design, they have a certification test. So if they went to College Station to do the certification test, then that would be a journal entry they would need to put in for today. On this day, went to floral certification test. Okay. All right. Anytime you practice for a CDE or an LDE event, so this would be invested time, and you would record the action that relates to the event. Okay. Now, oops, wrong tab. Sorry. So back to journal. So we're going to go to our journal, and we're going to talk about developing our SAE. Okay. Developing your AET is right here. So if you're going to enter some entries in, you would click this button right here. But if you want to review your entries, you would click this button with the pencil. So let's start with this and get some actual entries in here. This is where I wanted to go. Silly me. I'm sorry. It's this one, not that one. Okay. Let me go back and correct myself. You do not want to be in this square right here. No, 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 no. You want to be over in this square, your time entries, okay? So time in classroom activities, time in your AET experiences, time in your community service, which, by the way, if you're going to want to have a Lone Star, you need 25 hours of community service. Time in your competitions, other FFA activities, your time in office, whatever that may be. So let's say time in your AET experience. So here we go. Let's go with back in. We're just going to say September 2nd. All right. And we're going to say public relation team activity. Run over with team. So, description with All right, outside of class. If you're going to do this in class, you record it in class. But if you record in class, you don't get, those hours do not transfer into money, okay? So we'll do this. Say you did it for an hour. All right, this is supervised. If your ag teacher was there, wasn't there, you can say yes or no, whatever. Or you can pick which one of us you would like us to supervise it. So you can say save. Experience. Ignore that, okay? You can hit save. All right, that's in there. Now, going back, we can do another one. We could say that a good rule of thumb, if you're going to use your practices, you're reading over the script, practice script. say you did that for 2 hours. All right. You need to make sure that's on the public relations team. Okay. Because these are your SAEs right here in this type drop down. Public relations team. Boom. All right. You can save and add another. If you're doing a contest, remember, the more entries that you have, the more hours that you get to transfer into money. If you're getting your Lone Star, you have to show that you put in $1,000 and that you got out $1,000. So the more hours you have in, the better. So you can save and add another and go on. If you're doing a contest like this and you're practicing, I would pick 3 days a week. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and have this entry in Monday, Wednesday, Friday. All right? And that is what Tyler will be doing for the next couple of days, putting these practices in so we can make sure that he has his. Save and add another. Okay? All right, we're going to choose a different experience. We're going to do the China elementary bikes. Now, these bikes, you can say discussed fixing activity. Let's just say Miss, she's MRS. All right, description. Discussed fixing All right, so see the activity, I just put her name, Miss Sherman. Type the China elementary bikes. Discuss fixing bikes for the special needs classes at China Elementary. Now, you can't, if you had a phone conversation with her and say it was 30 minutes long, we can't record that, all right? So let's just go ahead and put an hour. It's not going to hurt anything. Just put an hour. It'll be fine. Now that that's in there, that goes for that SAE. So I entered 2 entries for the public relations team. Now I'm entering one for the China elementary bikes. So now that I've done that, it's going to split it up and it's going to take it where it needs to go. All right. So save and add another entry. Public speaking. So so you can say, you can call your activity one thing. So if you're going to work on your speech, you can just say speech. Okay. Or you can, it would probably be better to name the speech organic rice. Okay. Organic rice speech. Oops. All right. So organic rice speech. Description, or what you did. All right. So in this description, began all right, so like it says, so organic rice speech, plug to my drop down window, public speaking, all right, description, began brainstorming over topic, book/computer research, and say you did that for 2 hours, or if you did it for 1, so whatever you choose, so 2 or 1. So we can just save. All right, once we have that done, you can go over here and you can review your journal entries. That kind of scares me that they're not there because we put them there. I know how to go find them. If something like that happens, you can always go over here, and this is your student reports. So if you're looking for something, you can look at your journal and your resume reports right here. So summary of all your your activities sorted by type of journal entry. Click on here. See, there they are. They're there. So this will tell you your net income of your hours and your money you got. Which it's not adding up to what I like to add up to. I'm going to have to do a little more research on that. So close this window. Close. Dadgummit. Back. There we go. All right. A detailed review of your journal entries. You can put by type right over here. And experience related. Oh, not even going to show them like I was doing earlier. It's acting goofy today. All right. All right. So that's how to enter your journal entries and how to develop your SAE. And I know that I told you those hours transfer into money. I'll do a quick little video later about how they do that, since I'm trying to figure out exactly what the heck is happening right now with that. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, cwilson@hjisd.net. I will try and do my best to help. Next video to come up should be the placement one. I'm going to put this on iTunes U. And that's all for this video.